As you know, I bought a self-charging glow igniter, but even he didn't last long. He'd need charging on a regular basis. So I wanted one that would go up at 12 volt. So I've got the one I had that took a AA battery, and I've cut it and altered it, and now it's should run off of not 12 volt, because you only want 1.5 maximum, or 2 out of 2 I think would be maximum. So anyway, I've made that now. It works. I've tested it. It's okay. I've tested it with the bell on the whatever the meter's called, bloody multimeter. I'm murder man. Anyway, I bought 3 of these. They're what's called buck converters. I don't know why they call them buck converters, but they convert power from as much as 24 volt down to 1.24 I think it is. And I've seen them tested on telly and they work, but I didn't want to lug the 12 volt battery in, so I took my Dremel charger, which puts out about 16 to 18 or 17 volt, and I've wired that in, and I'm just about to power it up now and see how it goes. But once you've powered it up, whatever the output voltage is, this will read it, and it should read on there as well. So whether that lies with that, we'll see. But then I can turn that little screw there and drop it down. So let me put the power on and we'll see what we got. Okay, straight away I think we have this side is lit up. So that is the input voltage. Yeah, it's a bit unstable, but I suppose that's because I'm running off of this thing. Anyway, I'll turn it, let's say 15. Now we hit the outgoing and it says it's 1.3. So on the multimeter it's 1.24. So the discrepancy there wouldn't be enough to blow this, the glow plug in the end. So anyway, I'm going to put a sparkler in there now and I'll see if he lights up and see how it works. Okay, I've now turned the voltage up and put the power back off again, but it's now putting out 1.9. So I've reconnected the glow plug and we'll see what we're going to get out of there now. So anyway, let's put the power back on. And there you are, glow igniter is glowing lovely. And just before we shut down on this subject, you can buy boxes. This box converter was about £3. You can buy the box to put it in, which is about £5. I just used a little bit of sedative and a bit of milk bottle. It cost me nothing. Well, peanuts. The same with them. All it is so I can carry it in transit. I can still get the buttons that count and the one for tuning the voltage. Anyway, don't spend money. What were that 4 or 5 quid bought me? I've done all the box converters, they're all sorted. And now I bought the plane back in, and I got a paste across the side of my workbench and resting on my keyboard stool. And I drilled 2 of the holes, that one, or 3, and I've just got the 4th one to do now. So I put the driver on and press hard and mark that. Now what I'd have done without this little Dremel I don't know, but this is the one I picked up. People chuck stuff away on the main road and they put it outside the house if you want it, you take it. And I took this and I was on a winner. As you see me using the adapter for them. Now I can't film myself working on this, but I'm going to drill the 4th hole and then I got to enlarge them and hopefully the engine them out. Thank you, Dremel. Anyway, I've drilled the 4 holes now and they all look pretty good. But I said to the wife I'd now drilled out 4 mountings, and I said they've all gone perfect. Bound to get one wrong one day, and now this one here, this hole here, tried running off. So what I had to do was stop and drill it from the other side. But hopefully it should be a problem, because the other side's the bit that the bolt and washer's on. This bit here has got a flat plate of the engine mount. So hopefully now, if this mounts as easy as all the other mountings I've done, I'm going to have no trouble at all. So let me see if we can mount the engine, and fingers crossed. give you some idea, the best way I found to work on this engine is when I'm sat as I am on my seat. I don't know if the camera's picking me up. I've got my keyboard stool there and the engine sat on there, and I've got the plane off the stool, so it's all on its own. I can get out and walk away if I want. But anyway, that's the easiest way I found to work on it. If I want to work it from the other side, I just spin it round. Anyway, let's mount the engine. Well, the first two have gone in, no trouble, and that's the air ones. This is on the mounting from the engine side. So now we need to move over, and fingers crossed these two will line up. Well, today it looks like my principle of Sod's Law is going alright. This is the fifth mounting, and the bolts have gone straight in. They're tight in the wood, so all I need to do is screw them down with a screwdriver now, and then put the washers and nuts on the back. So fingers crossed. Before I go on, guys, I'm just tightening these down with a screwdriver now, then I can get through to put the bolts on the bottom. I must tell you that when I mounted the engine, it is mounted with about a 2 degrees off to the right. That's not with, if you look at it now, I don't know if you can see it, it's 2 degrees angle. I took a line through the aircraft to get that angle, not from the plate. So anyway, it's 2 degrees. Hopefully I think it's off to the right angle. I can't remember now, it's a long time since I've done one. Anyway, that's the way you go. And the other thing, the fuel tank that I mounted, it's a little, the centre of the wing, centre of gravity is going to be about here. So it's not that far forward of the centre of gravity. Fingers crossed I'm on a winner with that. Okay, the engine's mounted. The front one's got the tight block washers on, and the back one's got 2 nuts on. I've just put a dainty little bit of epoxy on the threads and the bed of all of them to stop them vibrating off while I go down now and have a cup of tea. I bought this Zap. When there's how big the bottle is, that's my hand. When I used to buy that about 20 years ago, the bottle would have, where it is on my hand now, would have come to about there, and it would have been, instead of there, it would have been like there, and that was 12 quid. These just cost me £16. So it's not only elders and diddles that are ripping you off, everybody's ripping you off. Right, so I've, as you know, I mounted the engine, and now I've worked out all the leads for the power. They need to be soldered, but they're okay with that for now. I've got the battery pack that goes into there, and the servo's in, the throttle's on, and the throttle's working lovely. And now I'm just putting the pipes on the tank, and I'm just making up a filler one, this one here. When he goes off hard, that'll go in on the other one, and that'll be the filler. To show you, I got my keyboard, all my bits along there. All this is covered in bits. All my workbench is covered in bits on tools, all around there, right the way around to me computer. And I'm sat here in the middle with my chair, and I'll be glad when it's all tidied up again. Let me just show you this bit here, that bottom bit from the white fitting down. Not that much hose, but that'll be clipped onto me fill nozzle, and then I can't show you, but that'll be on the tank. This, which fits in there perfectly, there'll be a piece of that on another fill bottle, like I don't know, imagine a fairy bottle with a spout on it. You fill that with fuel, and then you put that in there and force it in, because I'm not going to have a pump, I'm just going to squeeze it in with a squeezy ball. Okay, I'm going to finish for the night now and let all my pipes settle, but with the battery in there and all the leads in the position they go through the firewall obviously, but that's where they'll be. This is balanced about here, so I think ideally is about 25, about there, but that's balanced about there if I lift it up from there. If I could get all of that as if it was a wing, because that's where you take it from, the wing point here, I think it should be balanced more or less right. I might have to add a little bit of weight either in the tail or in the nose, but I'll balance her dead right. But I've still got the this to go on there, so by the time that goes on, as I say, it might bring the balance a bit better. If I've got to, I can always put the battery in the back and run the leads through to the front, but it's all a matter of, do I want to add weight or move stuff about? I'd rather move stuff about, but if I can move stuff about and then add a little bit of weight as opposed to adding a big bit of weight, then I'll go for that, obviously. Anyway, let's have a break now because it's coming out at 9, 10 o'clock. Goes on and watch the film.